Vortex, back with the comparison, which I said I would. The comparison between the Blon BL-03. I think somebody said somewhere, I think it might have been on Headfi, the packaging looks like TFZ. So these may be a TFZ product. Maybe, maybe not. But anyway, these are a single dynamic driver aside carbon nanotube, which is the same as these. Few differences though. 2-pin, which is what I prefer. MMCX, which I don't. So let's get into. Let's take one off each off, so we can have a look. Actually, I'll get into tips. The tips that are on the block that come with the Blons, I think, are lower quality than the ones that come with the CNT1. These resemble like the Sony hybrids, if you know those. Yep, the tips that come with the CNT1, I think, are better than the Blon BL-03s. When these came out, these was $90-ish, and I think they still are. I think on Pen on Audio. So they come out at 90, and then I paid around £25 before they got discontinued. Well, possible discontinue, and I paid 25 for these recently in the sale. So for neck for neck. So for like $90, which is what, maybe £80 to £25, massive difference. But comfort for both was, I had no issues at all. The short nozzle, you could see, so that's left and left, completely different type of shape. So the nozzle different is quite different. I recommend. I had luck with these grey ones that came in the box better than the black ones. Yeah, you recommend to change tips. If you got longer tips, go for it. These obviously have 2 interchangeable filters, these don't. The cables, I think, aren't the best that come with either. The cable that come with this one was a little bit nicer, but because the pre-formed plastic guide was a bit stiffer, they actually popped out my ears, my right ear, a couple of times, and then I swapped to the nice HCK cable with the really soft ear guides. Problem solved. And the cable that come with this one as well was far too stiff. But if you check the reviews for both of these, you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, shape's good. Yeah, imaging's spot on for both. Not phenomenal, but pretty good. Sound stage was average to good. Didn't sound congested at all. There's both about the same efficiency to power. I had no issues powering them with my Shanling M0, SMSL idea, and my desktop amp, which is probably overkill, the Mayflower Arc. No problems at all. They didn't seem finicky with source. I didn't think. Let's get into the bass. These are bassier than them in general. These have no filters, so it's just one sound signature, and these kind of have 2 sound signatures, because with the black filter, the one that came fitted, and you got the gold filter. So let's go with bass. These are decent mid bass and sub bass. These have more of it with both filter. Yeah, with the black one, there's a bit more. It's all minute differences, but in the review you'll see that the black filter, in my opinion, had, compared to the gold, so the black filter had a little bit more mid bass than the gold, and a little bit less, a touch less sub bass. Then with the gold filter had a touch more. Yeah, these are bass monsters, or can be. If you EQ these, even EQ these, they're both bassy, but these are more bassy than these. If you're a bass head, these may be the ones for you. Mids, both pretty good. I think these are a little touch better in the mids. It's a little bit more natural. These seem a bit more coloured. But for like EDM, trance, what I like, these, I probably prefer these over these, because just the low end can be immense or not, depends on your track. Treble, trebles probably a little bit better on this. It's a little bit more detailed, a little bit more extension. These have a little bit less treble, but with a gold filter, the treble is a little bit more than the black. But it's all, I think, my opinion, subtle differences. So comfort's good. They both look pretty good. So I wonder if they do a successor of either of these. I bet they should be pretty good. So, well, I think that's it really. I recommend both if you can get them. So, quick summary: these sound a little bit more natural than these. These are more fun sounding than these. They're probably a little bit more of an overall earphone than these are. A little bit more natural, but bear in mind the short nozzle. And I think that's it. I recommend them both. Don't really recommend the cables, but the cables may be fine for you. They just didn't really suit my preferences. I paid the same price for both, so mine was about £25 each. So you come up to maybe $30 each. So not very expensive. They both perform way more than what I paid for them, in my opinion. I prefer these over any KZ I own, and CCA I own. I love to try these against like the KZ-SX, the Terminators as they call them, and the CCA-C12s. I've heard they're very similar. Maybe even the TRN V90s, because I've heard they're quite different to the V80, but I don't have any of those. I'll have to see if I can buy them, or I'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm out. I recommend both. They're both a little bit different. If you're not sure, you can always catch my reviews for both, but I recommend both. They're both not perfect. They both have shortcomings, but they're not a lot of money for the performance you get. So yeah, guys, I'm out, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.